Hello guys, welcome to another episode of History Of. Now today I'm doing history of Batman himself. With Dark Knight entering his 75th anniversary, I thought it'd be good to make a history of Batman. Plus, I'm going to do a history of him sooner or later, so yes, let's begin, and shall we? The Batman made his first appearance, himself made his first appearance in Detective Comics issue number 27 in May of 1939. And was created by Bob Kane and Bill Finger. Artist Bob Kane and writer Bill Finger. And made his wait crap, I'm forgetting something. I was like leaving something out. Sorry about that. Anyway, Batman's origin was this. His name was Bruce Wayne, and his parents were gunned down one day, and he had spent half of his life in training the peak of human perfections to be a crime fighter to avenge his parents' death. Now, the murderer we later find out in comics is known as Joe Chill. But yeah, I just want to point that out to you if you didn't know that. But we never get his origin until issue number 33 of Detective Comics. Then by issue 38 we got the sidekick known as Robin, and this was the Dick Grayson Robin that everyone knows. Now they created him, and Bob Campbell and Finger created him for Robin to be someone that Batman could connect to in a way. It's what I gathered. It wasn't until Batman got in 1940 when Batman got his own comic title simply called Batman. Issue number 1 came out in spring, of course, and it also introduced two of Batman's most famous villains, Joker and Joker and Catwoman. Yes, I know she looks different. That's how she looked back then. I swear she was. It was also the comic that Batman gunned down the Beast. Now, by that, when I mean gunned down the Beast, I mean actually used the gun. See, back then, apparently Batman actually used a gun in his comics. Now, I know in modern days he would never use a gun, but back then he did use a gun. But then they wrote that out of him because they didn't feel like it'd be right. And so yes, that's how that actually did happen. Also in the 1950s and 60s, Batman's comics started to become really comical and campy. Comics like having him become a giant monster, and him and Robin Wright acting like they're in some kind of bucking bronco show. The reason for that was because of the 1960s Adam West and Burt Ward TV show, which was really comical and campy. Which, don't get me wrong, that's a really good show, but yes, the comics, it didn't really help the comics at all, since they turned them into really more comical and stupid. But the show was great after all, so I'm not judging in any way. Now in the New 52 of Batman, and Batman has, in New 52 Batman, of course, like everything, the New 52 has changed up a lot of things in character, but not mainly Batman. Right now, in Batman's new storyline, his first ever comic storyline was called The Court of Owls, which introduced a number of new characters to the DC universe, including the Court of Owls, who are a secret organized group who've been living among Gotham for thousands of years, and they're owls, so owls are the predators of bats, so that can't be good. It also introduced a character known as the Talon, who would later get his own comic book title after the Court of Owls story arc was finished. And it's also the story arc and learned that Batman actually has a brother named Thomas Wayne Jr. Yes, he actually does have a brother that was he was pretending to be a person named Lincoln March, who was running for mayor, but now we find out he's actually Batman's brother. I'm not going to tell you about how, because I'm not going to spoil anything. Plus, I am reviewing the comics, so yes. But yeah, that happens. And the one's also in the comics in the old comics when Dennis O'Neil and Neil Adams returned Batman to his much more darker and violent days in comics. So they returned to that stage. And soon also, Batman did also get some TV shows. And he first got a TV show in 1940, in the 1940s. And that TV show was in black and white. It's not really the best show. I've seen in a couple episodes of it, it really's not good. And Batman, every time he fight, I think the guy whose name was Robert Dowry, Hey, I think the guys who played Batman was Robert Dowry, and the guy who played Robin was John Duncan. But it wasn't really bad. Like every time they fought, their capes got in the way. It always like got in their face. Like say when they threw a punch, the cape would just like fly back and hit them in the face. So it's always getting in their way. So it got really irritating, and their Batmobile looked stupid, but still, it was the first Batman TV show. You have to let it just have to let it slide. And so yes. Anyways, soon in 1960, like I said, the Batman classic TV series came with lasting for about 3 seasons and also getting a movie in the process. It was a really great show. Had a number of great actors, like of course Adam West and Burt Ward as Batman and Robin. Other people like Cesar Romero as the Joker. What was his name? Oh, yeah, not like Vincent Price as a character called Egghead. Yeah, I don't even remember half the people that were. I feel bad. I don't. They did have a crossover episode one time with the characters known as Green Hornet and Kato. You can go find the Seth Rogen movie that might explain some stuff. Anyways, same was also later on when we got. Oh, whoa! What the heck just happened? That was a mess up. I can't do anything today. Anyway, so, also, we still got a cartoon series and later on called The New Adventures of Batman. And starring another character, it starred Batman, Robin, and Batgirl, of course, but also starred a character called Batmite, who in comics is a super Batman fan, and who's like really obsessive with Batman in every way. And so, but yes, he's a fun another dimension, he's quite weird, and so, yes. And also, the most famous Batman TV show known as Batman the Animated Series was lasted about 4 seasons, which was a really great show, which everyone wishes to come back. Then there was also the continuation of that series called Batman Beyond, which because of how successful that TV show was, he was running into DC's main continuity, just like Harley Quinn in Batman the Animated Series 2. Because she was created specifically for the animated series, but actually got written into continuity because she was really famous by fans. So there you go, I'm dropping knowledge on you. Anyways, and there's also other TV shows like The Batman, which is one of my second favorite TV show, which was a really great show. I have the entire series on DVD, if I can find it. Then there was also Batman Brave and the Bold, which was based off a comic book series called Batman Brave and the Bold, where every week in the comic, he would team up with a different superhero. The show wasn't that good. It had a couple of good episodes. It had some good voice actors in it, and like Adam West and I think Paul Rubin also playing Batmite. So yes. The latest Batman TV show right now is Beware the Batman, which canceled only after 11 episodes. And I'm in the middle between this show. It's like some episodes are good, some episodes are bad, but still, it got canceled anyway. The next Batman TV show that got confirmed is coming out called Batman Unlimited, which I heard a guy talk about on the internet. He's probably saying it might have like all the Bat family in it, because like Unlimited has it in the name. It's sort of like he thought with Justice League Unlimited, because Justice League Unlimited had all the DC characters you could think of back then. So yeah, that's probably what he's thinking. And there are other TV shows that Batman's been a part of, such as Justice League Unlimited, Super Friends, and of course Young Justice. Now to movies. There was of course the 1960s movie, which was a hit. Then there was of course the Jack Nicholson and Michael Keaton movie from August 1st of 1989, which was a really big hit. Then came the sequel to that, which was directed by Tim Burton, so it was the first one, called Batman Returns, starring people like Michael Keaton again, and Danny DeVito, and Michelle Pfeiffer. Then came the third one directed by Joel Schumacher's called Batman Forever, starring people like Val Kilmer, Tommy Lee Jones, Jim Carrey, Nicole Kidman, and Chris O'Donnell. It wasn't really a big hit. It wasn't really good. And then came Batman and Robin, and Good God, the Worst One, starring George Clooney, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Chris O'Donnell, and Uma Thurman, and Alicia Silverstone, which that film really did suck. Then came out Batman Begins later on in the 2000s, directed by Christopher Nolan. Then came out its smash hit sequel, The Dark Knight, and then came out the last in the trilogy, The Dark Knight Rises. Then Batman's next film will be Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice, which will be sharing with Superman in a way. But yes, now I'm gonna give you guys some of Batman's greatest villains. You have, of course, his archenemy, the Joker, as we all know. Then there's also the Penguin. Then there's also the Riddler, Catwoman, Bane, Mr. Freeze, and Two-Face, Clayface, Poison Ivy, Killer Croc, Scarecrow, and Hugo Strange. And that's just naming off a few. We think to people like Mad Hatter, Black Mask, that's Firefly, and Man-Bat. There's more people out there still But yes. And now, it's time for stuff like what to read, watch, and play. First, starting off with the comic books, of course. Read Batman's new title in the New 52. Mainly read the Core Battle. Read the Core Battle. It comes first. Then go to the next. When you read the Core Battle, it's really good. And also read the Savage City story arc, which is really good. And there's also read Batman Death of the Family, which is really good. Other story arcs you can read are Batman a Death in the Family, and Batman Dark Knight Returns, and Batman Year One, Batman Hush, Batman and Son, and Batman Long Halloween, New 52 Justice League, and Batman Eternal, the Batman and Superman New 52 title, and Batman Earth 1. And Batman Earth 1. Naming off a few, there's still other ones like the Killing Joke, Savage City, there's Batman Confidential, there's some slip my mind right now, I can't think of anything. But yes, there's also, also the Nightfall story arc, how can I forget that? The Nightfall story arc is when Batman and his back got broken by Bane, so that's a good one too. So, others you must watch for TV shows are the 1966 Batman TV series and movie, which were great. The Tim Burton films Batman and Batman Returns, the Christopher Nolan films Batman Begins and The Dark Knight, and when it comes out, Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice in 2016. Also watch Batman the Animated Series, has The Batman, Batman Beyond, Justice League Unlimited, Young Justice, and Batman Breaking the Bold. Now, not all episodes of Batman Breaking the Bold are good. Some episodes are good. I'll use some of them that are good, like Chill of the Night, The Siege of Starro. The episode that's famous for like the line "Batman does not eat nachos." You can track down that. And also watch Beware the Batman. Some episodes are really good. Also watch the new TV show that's coming out on Fox called Gotham, which looks really good. Play Lego Batman 1 and 2, or you can watch the movie Lego Batman, or also play Lego Batman 3 when it comes out. Watch Batman Unlimited when it comes out. I'm in between that. It's also Avoid and Watch. I'm not sure about the show. About that. It might be good, it might be bad, who knows. So yes, other games you need to play are Batman Arkham Asylum, City, Origins, and Night. Let me show you. Let me just start that. Batman Arkham Asylum, City, Origins, and Night, and play all those games to get a good understanding of the Arkhamverse. Play other games, Arkham games. There are like Batman Arkham Origins. Batman Arkham Arkham City, Harley Quinn's Revenge, and Arkham Origins Cold Heart. Then there's also Injustice: God Among Us. Play that game, and of course also any animated movie Batman's in. Now Avoid. There's some really bad stuff in this section of Batman's universe, like the 1940s TV show. Really avoid that. That's not really good. Batman Forever. I highly recommend avoiding that. Batman and Robin. I'm telling you to avoid that. Never watch that. And The Dark Knight Rises, which is also really not good. Now there are probably some more stuff out there that I'm missing, but yes. But thank you guys for watching in this episode of History of. I hope you liked it and got some knowledge of the Batman himself. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later.